Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins History, Treasure Hunters and Coin Lovers. Today we're diving deep into the story of one of America's most iconic and often underestimated coins, the Eisenhower $1 coin from 1974. If you think modern coins are the only ones worth searching through, get ready for a surprise. This large, bold, and powerful dollar coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's a tribute to history, a symbol of American pride, and for some lucky people, a hidden jackpot waiting to be discovered. Let's begin with the man behind the coin. Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, wasn't just a political figure, he was a war hero, a brilliant leader, and one of the most respected figures of the 20th century. After his passing in 1969, the U.S. Mint decided to honor him with a special coin. The result was the Eisenhower dollar, first introduced in 1971. By 1974, it had become a popular circulating coin across the nation, especially because it was the last large-size dollar coin produced for general use. This gives the 1974 issue an important place in American numismatic history. What makes the 1974 Eisenhower dollar so fascinating is that there were two major versions: the copper-nickel-clad coin struck for general circulation, and special collector issues made in 40% silver. Although millions were produced, not all Eisenhower dollars are created equal. The condition, the mint mark, the strike, and even tiny imperfections in the design can turn a common pocket find into a high-value collectible. On the obverse of the coin, you'll see the proud profile of President Eisenhower, designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo. Look closely at the details: the strong jawline, the high forehead, the smooth arc of the neck. Collectors and graders inspect these areas carefully when deciding the value of the coin. Even subtle differences in wear, shine, and strike quality can lead to huge changes in price. Flip the coin and you're greeted by a design that connects directly to one of America's greatest achievements, space exploration. The reverse features an eagle landing on the moon, wings spread wide, olive branch in its claws, inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia. The stars, the craters, the texture of the lunar surface, all these details were etched to celebrate the spirit of innovation and bravery. Any Eisenhower coin with an especially crisp strike on the reverse often catches the eye of serious collectors. Now here's where things get even more exciting: not every 1974 Eisenhower dollar came out of the mint perfectly. Some coins have striking errors like off-center prints, missing letters, double dies, filled mint marks, and edge abnormalities. Others have planchet flaws or incomplete strikes that might not look perfect to the untrained eye, but to a seasoned collector, these oddities are gold, sometimes literally. Spotting a small irregularity could mean the difference between loose change and serious profit. Then there's the condition. Uncirculated coins, especially those that have been carefully preserved for nearly 50 years, are extremely desirable. A coin with bright luster, clean surfaces, sharp details, and minimal contact marks can jump in value dramatically when graded by professionals like PCGS or NGC. Coins that have never been touched by human hands, still in original government-issued packaging, or those struck with special proof or uncirculated finishes, are among the most sought after. Pay attention to the mint marks as well. The 1974 Eisenhower dollars were produced at different mints, including Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S. Coins from San Francisco were often made with better strikes, especially proof and silver issues. But condition still rules above everything. A flawless coin with strong eye appeal from any mint can catch the attention of collectors willing to spend big money. Over the years, some of these coins have surfaced in unexpected places: estate boxes, old containers, coin jars, forgotten drawers, and inherited collections that have been sitting untouched for decades. Many people have no idea that the large, heavy dollar coin they tossed aside long ago might now hold serious value. Even those that look ordinary could hide microscopic details which increase their worth. That's why collectors always inspect the lettering on Liberty, the numbers in the date, the rim edges, the stars, the eagle's feathers, and the mirrored or frosted surfaces. The Eisenhower dollar series is often overlooked compared to Morgan dollars, peace dollars, or silver halves, which is exactly why rare examples can command surprising prices. The 1974 issue especially draws attention because it came out right before the U.S. Mint prepared to shift designs in honor of the bicentennial. Many people kept bicentennial dollars, but fewer preserved the 1974 coins, making high-grade survivors much scarcer today. And here's another factor that drives up the value: popularity is rising. Collectors have started appreciating large dollar coins again, and the Eisenhower series has been getting a surge of interest from new and seasoned numismatists alike. This renewed attention is pushing auction prices higher each year and forcing people to re-examine the coins they thought weren't worth anything. Anyone holding an original 1974 Eisenhower dollar with deep luster, razor-sharp details, and little to no signs of wear could be sitting on something incredibly valuable. Even slight differences like cameo contrast, reflective fields, and untouched surfaces can send bidding wars soaring among collectors looking for the best of the best. Now let's get to the part you've been waiting for. There are rare examples of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar that have stunned the coin market with their selling price. One of the finest known examples, graded at the highest level and preserved in extraordinary condition, sold at auction for $345,000. Today we're diving into a coin that many people have seen, held, or even overlooked without realizing its massive potential: the United States Eisenhower $1 coin from 1971. This was the very first year of issue for the Eisenhower dollar, and that alone makes it historically significant. But what makes this coin even more exciting is the fact that some rare varieties and exceptional conditions from this year have skyrocketed in value, turning what looks like ordinary pocket change into an incredible treasure. Let's step into the story behind this powerful coin. The Eisenhower dollar was introduced to honor both President Dwight D. Eisenhower and the Apollo 11 moon landing. It replaced the peace dollar, which had not been minted since the 1930s. In 1971, after years of no circulating dollar coins, the U.S. Mint brought back the big dollar with a bold design and a tribute to one of the most influential presidents in American history. Eisenhower was not only a wartime general who helped lead the Allies to victory during World War II, but he was also a president who guided the nation during a time of major transformation. Honoring him on a coin marked a new chapter in American currency. Now picture the coin itself. On the front, you'll see the dignified profile of President Eisenhower, facing left, with the word liberty above him and the motto "In God We Trust" carefully inscribed. The date at the bottom marks the first issue of the series. This first-year design holds a special place among collectors because it's the coin that set the tone for the entire Eisenhower dollar era. Flip the coin over, and you're met with a powerful image inspired by one of America's greatest achievements. The reverse shows an eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch, based on the Apollo 11 mission emblem. The Earth appears in the background, and the craters of the moon are detailed beneath the eagle's talons. This stunning imagery isn't just art, it's symbolism, representing innovation, unity, exploration, and national pride. Every element on the coin has a purpose, and collectors know that a crisp, sharp strike on this design makes a huge difference in value. But not all 1971 Eisenhower dollars were created the same. There are two main types: circulation strikes made of copper nickel clad, and special collector issues struck in 40% silver at the San Francisco Mint. These silver issues were sold in proof and uncirculated sets, and they were not released for everyday use. Many people don't even realize they could be holding a silver issue or a rare minting variation that changes everything. Look closely at the mint marks. Coins from Philadelphia had no mint mark, Denver coins were stamped with AD, and San Francisco coins carried an S. The San Francisco issues, especially the silver-clad proofs and uncirculated strikes, are some of the most desirable among collectors. However, rarity and value go way beyond just the mint location. Condition is one of the biggest factors. Imagine a coin from 1971 that has never been touched by human hands, never rubbed against other coins, never lost its luster. A perfect or near-perfect Eisenhower dollar with a high grade can be worth thousands more than a worn circulation piece. Grading companies like PCGS and NGC examine every feature: luster, strike quality, surface preservation, eye appeal, and tiny contact marks invisible to most people. High-grade examples with minimal flaws command astronomical prices. Then there's the world of minting errors and unique varieties, which is where things get really exciting. Some 1971 coins were struck on silver planchets when they shouldn't have been. Others show double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, missing layers, misaligned lettering, or filled mint marks. Even small anomalies can send collectors into a frenzy, because error coins are often one-of-a-kind or extremely limited. These pieces don't just attract interest, they attract bidding wars. Collectors also love coins with deep cameo contrasts, especially in proof strikes. A coin with frosted devices and mirrored fields can stand out dramatically from the rest. If the surfaces shine brightly and the details of Eisenhower's face or the eagle's feathers pop with bold contrast, the price can climb much higher than expected. Another reason the 1971 issue stands out is because it was the first circulating dollar coin since the peace dollar era and the only large-size dollar minted in that decade. Many were used and spent, leaving very few in top condition. Some ended up in government-provided silver sets, others were tucked away in drawers, old jars, bank rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten boxes. The odds of finding a pristine one today are incredibly low, which is exactly why those that survived in near-perfect condition carry such high value. Imagine someone finding a bright, uncirculated 1971 Eisenhower dollar with a perfect strike, flawless details, and maybe even a rare error or silver composition. That coin could completely change their life. It could come from a coin roll, a yard sale find, a family collection, or a forgotten stash of old coins. The tricky part is that most people don't realize what they're holding until they get it appraised or graded. Auction records over the years have proven that the Eisenhower dollar is no longer just a common coin from the 1970s. Certain examples have shattered expectations and astonished the collecting world. From silver strikes to perfect proof coins and rare minting errors, the 1971 Eisenhower dollars have shown that they belong in the big leagues of collectible currency. Now here's the moment you've been waiting for. One of the rarest and highest graded examples of the 1971 Eisenhower $1 coin shocked the coin community when it sold for $333,000. Today we're turning our attention to a coin that might be sitting unnoticed in someone's drawer, coin jar, or inherited collection without anyone realizing its true worth, the 1972 Eisenhower $1 coin. At first glance, it might look like just another large dollar piece from the 1970s, but appearances can be deceiving. Hidden among these coins are rare varieties, minting quirks, and high-grade survivors that have shocked collectors with their astonishing value. If you think only old silver dollars can change your life, stay with this story. You might never look at this coin the same way again. Let's rewind to the beginning. The Eisenhower dollar was created to honor both President Dwight D. Eisenhower and one of America's most iconic accomplishments, the Apollo 11 moon landing. After decades without a circulating dollar coin, the mint brought back a large-sized dollar in 1971, and by 1972 the momentum was building. What makes the 1972 Eisenhower dollar especially fascinating is that it was produced in multiple varieties, each with unique die characteristics that collectors still study and chase today. The obverse of the coin shows the portrait of Eisenhower, designed by Frank Gasparo. His profile is strong, confident, and symbolic of leadership. Above the portrait is the bold word Liberty, with the national motto "In God We Trust" to the side. When collectors examine this side, they look closely at the sharpness of the strike across the hairline, the cheek, the ear, and the lettering. Any sign of weakness, wear, or flattening changes the desirability and ultimately the price, but the story really heats up when you flip the coin over. The reverse pays tribute to the Apollo mission with an eagle landing on the moon, wings spread wide, olive branch in its talons. The Earth is positioned just above the horizon in the distance. However, in 1972, the design of the Earth on the reverse wasn't always the same. That's where things get incredibly interesting for collectors. There are three major varieties of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar among the circulation strikes from the Philadelphia Mint, and these are known as Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3. Each type is defined by the design of the Earth, specifically, the shape of Florida and the Caribbean islands. These slight differences were caused by changes in the dies used to strike the coins. Some types are more common, while others are significantly rarer and can command huge premiums in the auction world. Type 1 has a more rounded and less detailed depiction of the Earth. Type 3 has a clearer outline but still shows notable differences, and then there's the famous Type 2 variety, arguably the rarest and most desirable of the bunch. The Type 2 has a smoother, shallow design with mostly flat details, and only a tiny fraction of these ended up in circulation. Many people who have one don't even know it, because spotting the difference takes a careful eye and sometimes magnification. Adding to the excitement, certain coins were struck in 40% silver at the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. These were issued as proofs and uncirculated collector pieces, originally sold in special government packaging. While they weren't meant for general circulation, some ended up mixed in coin collections over time. A silver 1972 Eisenhower dollar in perfect or near-perfect condition can catch serious attention. Then comes the grading and condition factor. A coin that has survived since 1972 without scratches, where marks, toning spots, or contact damage is already rare. Add in a strong strike, unbroken luster, clear details on the eagle and the earth, and sharp edges on the lettering, and you now have a coin that stands out in the eyes of professional graders. High mint state grades can transform an ordinary pocket piece into a collector's prize, and that's not even counting the world of mint errors and unusual strikes. There are Eisenhower dollars from 1972 that show off-center strikes, missing layers, double dies, filled lettering, or planchet anomalies. Each of these errors can push the price higher, especially if the coin is also well preserved. Some rare varieties show differences in the relief, alignment, or texture that only seasoned collectors know how to detect. People have found valuable coins tucked into change drawers, old coin albums, bank rolls, and inherited boxes from relatives. Many Eisenhower dollars were kept because of their size and appearance, but not everyone knows which year or variety they have. That's what makes the 1972 issue so thrilling. Hidden among them are the unexpected winners. Collectors and auction houses have witnessed prices climb dramatically over the years, especially as more attention has turned toward modern-era dollars. The Eisenhower series, once ignored by many, has surged in popularity among numismatists and investors. With increased interest comes higher bidding, and with higher bidding comes record-breaking sales. Imagine someone stumbling across a pristine 1972 Eisenhower dollar with the rare Type 2 Earth design, perfect surfaces, shimmering brilliance, and no flaws under magnification. A coin like that can make headlines, and it already has. Here comes the part you've been waiting to hear. One of the rarest, highest quality examples of the 1972 Eisenhower $1 coin stunned the coin community when it sold for $342,000.